Large SUVs don't have to cost the earth to run, nor handle like tractors, and the BMW X5 is proof. However, they do have to be very spacious inside. Thankfully, this car is. The boot is absolutely huge, as you'll see in a minute. Plus, it's got a nice handy split tailgate, and that means you can slide items straight out. Look at this as well. Got a massive underfloor storage area. And of course, if you need to carry larger items, as you can see, the rear seats fold down and they lie almost completely flat, so you can shove things straight to the back. There's plenty of space here in the back as well. Just climb in. And look, I've got loads of knee and headroom. Plus, if you get the middle seats, not too big a deal. The floor is flat, so you have somewhere to put your feet. There's no one sitting here. You can always fold down that to use it as an armrest. You're probably thinking, where the heck am I going to put my can of Coke? Well, don't worry, because look, there's cup holders in the back of the headrest. There's plenty of practicality here in the front of the X5 as well. You've got some decent sized door bins, useful cubby here under the armrest. I quite like the way the glove box opens. It's a bit novel, isn't it? And there's some cup holders there, which I'll use now to carry my can of Coke. Quality is good as well. I mean, it feels very well made, this car does. And standard equipment includes things like parking sensors, cruise control, and an 8-speed automatic gearbox, which you control using Robocop's thumb. In terms of options, this particular car has a heads-up display. It's also got a couple of cameras on the side of the front bumper, which is really handy when you're trying to sneak through gaps in traffic or when pulling out at very blind T-junctions, because it lets you see if there's any cars coming on that screen. The X5 is available with a range of powerful engines, and the best bet is a 3-litre diesel in this xDrive 40D, as it will return almost 38 miles per gallon, yet can do 0 to 62 in just 6.6 seconds. This engine goes like absolute stink and hurries this heavy car along at quite an alarming rate, and it enables you to make the most of the X5's excellent chassis, because yes, while you do sit higher than in a normal car, that gives you a great view out, you never feel like you're driving on stilts, because there's hardly any body roll at all in corners. There's loads of grip. In fact, apart from the Porsche Cayenne, the X5 will pretty much humiliate every other large SUV on a twisty road. Quite a lot of saloon cars do. The X5 is also great to drive on the motorway. It feels totally planted at speed, the seats are comfortable, it's very quiet inside as well. The only thing you notice is a bit of wind whistle from those large door mirrors, and that brings me on to the downsides. I think the biggest one is the fact that the ride can feel a little bit firm, and as a result the car can fidget about over rough surfaces. It's made worse if you go for large alloy wheels. However, you can get around the problem by either going for the adaptable dampers or by fitting smaller rims. But you're not going to want to do that with your X5, are you? Also, another word of warning is if you're a footballer's wife, avoid the M Sport steering wheel, because you might find it a little bit too chunky for your dainty manicured hands. And while the X5 can cope with far more strenuous off-roading than most owners will ever dare to try, in case you're wondering, a Land Rover Discovery is more capable over serious terrain. You'll also be better off with a Disco if you want to carry 6 passengers regularly, because while you can get a 7-seat version of the X5, it's an optional extra, not as roomy in the back anyway. Also, the BMW is more expensive to buy than the Land Rover. That said, it's very desirable and will hold its value well come resale time. Plus, if you want an SUV that doesn't feel like an SUV to drive, this BMW is a pretty safe bet.